Hey guys, Garrett McLaughlin here, and in this video I want to show you or provide you some tips to help allow your strength training and plyometric program to carry over more readily to increasing running speed. One thing when it comes to plyometrics is this phase of this transition between the landing and the jump. We need to make sure we minimize the time we're on the ground, speed up that transition as much as possible to land, absorb energy, and then get up back up in the air. A lot of times if you take too much time in that landing phase where your feet are on the ground, we're gonna lose a lot of the potential or elastic energy that will then have to create more power or concentric power rather than translating that potential energy to kinetic energy. So for example, if I was doing squat jumps as my plyometric movement, so just to show you, you can see the amount of range of motion I'm going down into that position is pretty high, right? I'm going through a good amount of range of motion. I was going down to almost like a full squat depth, thighs parallel with the ground. If I'm going through that much range of motion, I'm taking that much time on the ground, I'm not able to use that potential energy to translate it to kinetic energy. What I would want to do is actually limit that range of motion a little bit, and this is something that's common for these multi-joint plyometric movements. Limit the range of motion to about half of that so I can lower down, store energy, and then get back up in the air more quickly to make this drill more effective. So what I would do is so you can see how much more quickly I got up into the air. I limited the range of motion, and then in turn, it actually increased my explosiveness and my power because I was able to use that landing to store and then translate that into the jump to increase kinetic energy. Another exercise, so we had the squat jump right there. Another common exercise that you'll see is split jumps or lunge jumps where people tend to go through too much range of motion. It tends to look something like this. A lot of range of motion, knees and hips as you sink down to that bottom of the lunge. So very slow back up into the air. What I would want you to do on that one, again, reduce the range of motion, lower down about halfway into that lunge position, and then get back up quickly. So we're looking at using that landing to absorb, create more power, intensity, and explosiveness up into the air. So you can see, again, a little bit more explosive going through that, more height, quicker transition, less time on the ground, more time, intensity, and height into the air, which will then better translate over to running. One thing we need to realize, running is a very mid-range sport. So if we implement these plyometrics and these drills to increase speed, we don't need to go through this large, full range of motion. Shorten the range of motion, reduce the time on the ground, increase that explosiveness. And that's a quick tip that will help translate over to faster running speeds. Let me know if you have any questions.